How small investors are making passive income in real estate. Did you know that you do not have to invest a lot of money to make passive income in real estate? You literally can invest a little bit of money and sit down and go back to your job or do whatever you want and actually make a profit in real estate. In this video, I'm going to share with you all of the different ways that small investors are making big money investing in real estate while doing something else. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So let's get right into it. When it comes to real estate investing, there are active ways to invest in real estate and there are passive ways to invest in real estate. You hear so many people talking about passive income and how to make money from your laptop and laying on a beach. Well, let me quickly explain how you could do that in real estate and the difference between active versus passive so you understand the difference. When it comes to real estate investing, most of us are used to active real estate investing strategies. Most of the strategies that you see, like on the fix and flip shows or, on HGTV, those are active real estate strategies, okay? You are actually doing something. You are renovating the home, you're doing a rehab, you are getting the money for it, you are doing something. This is what active strategies are. So when we say wholesaling, for example, where I would go find people, get them under contract, and then flip those contracts to other people, I have to actively do something. I have to actively market to find distressed properties, to find people that are having a property problem, whether it be people in divorce or bankruptcy. That is how I started with bad credit and no money, but that is an active strategy. Wholesaling is an active strategy, okay? Another strategy that people often do that we see on TV was, like I said, the fixing and flipping. Fixing and flipping is an active real estate strategy. Like I said, you have to not only find the properties, people that are in distress, and find discounted properties, you also have to manage the project, the renovation and the rehab, and then you have to sell the property for a profit. It's an amazing thing to do. In fact, the average profit on a fix and flip is over $65,000. So you can make a lot of money fixing and flipping homes, but it again is an active strategy. When it comes to passive strategies, that means you would just invest the money and you don't do anything. So many people think of being a landlord as being a passive strategy, but that's not exactly true. It depends on if you are managing those properties yourself or if you have a property management company. So let's go with both scenarios. Say you just own properties and you are the landlord and you manage the properties yourself. That's active. You're going to have to vet the tenants. You're going to have to do the maintenance. You're going to have to call people to do the maintenance, whether you do it yourself or you call others. When the people move out, you're going to have to get the property ready again. You're going to have to paint. You're going to have to do carpets. You're going to have to do the leases. You're going to have to negotiate. You're going to have to make sure they sign, get security deposits. You are actually doing things. Now, being a landlord is amazing and you can make tons of money and it's a great way to build your wealth. Not necessarily from the activity of landlording, but from the activity of owning real estate. Well, guess what? You can own real estate without doing all of that stuff. Let's talk about it. Being a passive landlord. Being a passive landlord is actually a great way to invest in real estate without having to do anything. You literally could hire a property management company to manage all of your properties. That is actually a way that you could be a landlord without actually having to do things. But you are going to still have to file your taxes and, hire the property management company and make sure that they're sending you your money each month and things like that. But it is an amazing way to own real estate without having to actively go and deal with tenants. You can even do this with short-term rentals. In many cases, you can hire a property management company like NuRez. We're a company that does that. That's NuUREZ. We do property management for short-term rentals, and we handle the guest communications. We handle putting the properties together. We have full service available. Again, you don't have to actually do the Airbnbs, but you will have a higher cash return doing it even with a property manager. This is an amazing thing that you can do if you own property. Now let's talk about if you do not own any real estate at all and you want to actively invest in real estate, because there's some amazing ways to do that too. Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is an amazing way for you to be a passive investor in real estate. In many cases, you can invest into a real estate crowdfund without taking on any debt, without having your credit checked, without going to any mortgage lenders, without having to qualify with your taxes, your pay stubs, your returns, without having to manage any guests, any tenants, any properties. You don't have to do any of it. Literally, you can just invest a small amount of money and you will be owning real estate. And in many cases, you own equity in those pieces of real estate, in the company that owns them. So for example, I did 𝗎𝗏 Incorporated as a crowdfund, and all of the different investors, they own a portion of this company where we do property management, and in many cases we own some real estate. We only raised $1 million, so we were able to get some commercial real estate and some residential real estate, and now we do property management for other people too. This is a company that we started in 2020, and it is still going today in 2024 and in 2025. This has been an amazing thing for people to invest in real estate without them having to do any of the things that Noelle had to do. They didn't have to go find any properties, they didn't have to get qualified from any banks, and more importantly, they didn't have to take on any debt. You can invest in a crowdfund for $1,000 or $500, and you own pieces of real estate, but you don't have to do anything. If you're interested in something like that, we have more crowdfunds available. Just go to noellerandall.com/invest. We're actually doing bigger projects with multifamily residential, think apartment complexes, and we are doing that on a much bigger level because we are able to raise even more money and we're even more experienced from the crowdfund that we did previously. So if you're interested in investing in crowdfunds, not only do you have Noelle Randall's that's available, again, noellerandall.com/invest, but there's tons of other crowdfunding for real estates available. You just want to make sure that the properties and the projects align with your goals and that they're able to give you some type of return, and that the money that you're investing is actually going into real estate. Worst case scenario, if the company is not profitable or it takes many years to be profitable, you have equity in those pieces of real estate, and so your money is pretty safe, you know what I mean? There are some funds that have gone completely bankrupt. You know, I was recently reading about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, that they went bankrupt, but the issue with that fund is the money just was not invested in real estate the way that it was supposed to. They raised over $12 million and they only bought one piece of real estate. I literally raised just $1 million and was able to get multiple pieces of real estate. So it depends on the fund, who's running the fund. You want to make sure that they have a great education, that they have great experience, and that they're someone that you feel is trustworthy and it's been around for many years. That is the way that it goes, but just know that crowdfunding is maybe a little bit more risky because again, you're not putting in as much money and there's lots of different investors. In our case, we raised $1 million and we had over 1,000 investors, and the case where I said they went bankrupt, they had like 10,000 investors. So the more investors there are, there actually does add a lot more risk because every investor, I have learned this, now has a cost to the company. This is something that we did not necessarily know when crowdfunding for real estate first came out, because in many cases, none of us had any experience with this. This was something that was introduced in 2012 when Barack Obama was the president, and that is when this actually became available to the general population. So many people that started doing real estate crowdfunds, they did not have the previous experience, but as more people are getting into it and doing more crowdfunds, there's been some great crowdfunds that have been done, and there's also, of course, been some that haven't worked out. It really depends on the person running it and, again, the projects that they're going after. But this is an amazing way for you to invest a small amount of money and get a bigger amount of money and actually start owning real estate. And in many cases, like in the 𝗎𝗏 case, you actually have properties that you can visit, stay in, bring your friends, your family, and things like that. So again, if you're interested in investing with Noelle Randall in a crowdfund, just go to noellerandall.com/invest. Tokenization. This is the new thing that everyone is talking about. They are actually coming out with different ways to invest in real estate where you buy tokens. Now, let me warn you, this is very, very new, okay? So basically, we are taking the idea of tokenization, think Bitcoin, think blockchain technology, and we are now applying that to real estate. So this is so cutting edge. Like, this is the first time I'm actually talking about this, and I am now teaching you because I have now just recently started learning and investing in this way of investing in real estate. So in other words, instead of buying into just one piece of property or buying a timeshare, for example, which is actually a very terrible investment, you actually can buy tokens in a real estate project. Okay, so for example, there's a website called USP.io. For example, you can invest as little, I believe, as $100, and you will get a certain amount of tokens that are backed by real estate. This is a very interesting concept, okay? And it is very new and very cutting edge. But if you are wanting to be a passive investor, you don't want to do anything with the real estate, you don't want to have to renovate anything, you don't want to have to go to any banks or lenders, you just want to take a small amount of money and invest it, this could be a great way for you to do that. You can buy tokens in real estate. Now, again, let me know if you have any questions about this. Let's talk about it in the chat box. Like I said, this is a very new concept, 2024. Most people have never done this before. They're just starting to test this technology. You could be one of the first people to buy real estate tokens. I'm interested in knowing what you think about it. Please comment below and let's have a conversation about it. Or if you know of any other tokenization projects for real estate, please comment in the comments and let me know and let's talk about it. I only at this point know of one of them, and that's USP.io. Again, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form, and I am not advising you to invest in that. I'm just saying you could check it out and see if it's something that you're interested in, because it is a new and cutting edge way to be a passive investor for real estate. Joint ventures. Joint ventures are a very older way to invest in real estate where, again, you could just invest some money, but to me, this is a lot less passive because, again, in most joint ventures, it's usually for a fix and flip type of situation, whether it be one house or an apartment complex, but there's usually a renovation that's involved. And to me, this is not necessarily as passive because I don't suggest that you invest in a project that you've never seen, that you're not touching, especially something that you could be seeing and touching. And usually for a joint venture, the minimum investment is usually $10,000. So again, it's not a small amount of money like $500 or $1,000. It is closer to $10,000 on the minimum. However, if you are interested in doing joint ventures and you have a trusted partner, someone that has done real estate before and done projects, I strongly suggest doing joint ventures. I have done many in my past, but for the most part, every single person that I have done a joint venture with, I have known personally. I do not suggest you getting into joint ventures with strangers. This is a very important thing. And like I said, for the most part, you are not investing a little bit of money. You are investing at least $10,000. So joint ventures are amazing. You can do lots of different passive investments. If you're interested in doing a joint venture with Noel or something like that, go to noelrandall.com/invest and let us know. I have a special gift for you. Would you like to talk to me or someone on my team about investing in real estate and you're just not sure which way you want to go? Well, go to callnoel.com and fill out that short application and you can be on the phone with someone on my team in a matter of days. Spots are very limited and you must fill out the application because we are not able to accommodate every single person that wants to talk to me. Literally, I have a small team of people that we can talk to. Sometimes you may be on the phone with me. Other times you're probably on this phone with someone on my team. But again, these are people that work directly with Noel Randall. This is not a third-party company. This is actually Noel Randall. Callnoel.com. Go there right now if you need help with your investing, if you have questions, if you want mentorship, if you have a project that you want to do, if you have questions about funding, we are here to help. I want you to go to callnoel.com right now. Again, only if you're serious. And again, every single person that applies will not get a call. So go there now while we still can do these calls. That's callnoelle.com. Callnoel.com, because I want to make sure that you have all of the knowledge, all of the tools, and all of the resources that you need to be successful. This is Noel. Callnoel.com to your success.